And I think this is oftentimes overlooked, is all successful athletes put in the work. Hey guys, welcome to Turf Talk. We're back at it again. It is a big national holiday week with Thanksgiving coming up, but we did not want you to miss Turf Talk, which is an important show. Again, this show is made by athletes for athletes, and we also want to educate, entertain, and inform parents out there who have athletes in the family, whether they're young youth athletes or whether they're collegiate athletes or maybe they're in the pros. We want to make sure we can help you guys help them, or if you are an athlete and you're checking the show out, we want to help you guys get ready and help take your game to the top. Today's show is pretty important. We're breaking down 3 secrets of successful athletes. You see, successful athletes have a proven track record of doing certain things. Unsuccessful athletes also have a proven track record. While we won't be going over what unsuccessful athletes do today, we want to make sure we talk about 3 key things and 3 key mindsets that your athletes can have, or you as an athlete can have. Again, it doesn't matter what sport you play, you're going to be able to take something from this. If you guys don't know me, my name is Brett Summers, and I'm a strength and conditioning coach, former collegiate baseball player, and over the last 10, 11 years, I've been able to work with thousands of athletes, helping them develop their physical talent, their speed, their strength, as well as their emotional intelligence to help them prepare themselves for their sports. So today I want to talk about 3 key things, 3 things that athletes do that make them successful. The first thing, and I think this is oftentimes overlooked, is all successful athletes put in the work. Now, I'm also a collegiate baseball strength and conditioning coach right now, beyond my regular duties at the Top Shop. And while I'm doing that, I'm getting a chance to work with, again, another group of 25 to 27 baseball players that are in that 18 to 20-year-old range. And I'm seeing some things, probably based on some of the leadership they've been around in the past. They do not have the work ethic that it's going to require to get them to where they want to go, which they all would like to get Division I scholarships leaving there. So the number one secret that all successful athletes have is they keep putting in the work. They keep doing the hard work. They don't make excuses. They don't come up with reasons to not show up. They actually look forward to and embrace the grind. And I think that's an important fact. It's an important key secret, right? And we use secrets as clickbait to get you to watch this because they're not secrets. It's hard work. See, everybody always sees all of these athletes and they say, well, that guy's getting lucky. He just ended up getting a scholarship. But they're not seeing the work that these guys are putting in behind closed doors. So let's break down the 3 key things that we see these guys doing. A, these guys seek out coaches. They seek out coaches like myself to improve their strength and their speed and their physicality. They seek out positional coaches like Coach Bodenstein, who runs our top line 7-on-7 team and specializes in working with quarterbacks and position players. They seek out hitting instructors or volleyball instructors. They seek out people who can teach them things beyond what they're getting at their school. Now, that's no disrespect to their school or their current coaches, but all successful athletes are trying to get better. They're seeking knowledge. So the first thing all successful athletes do is they seek knowledge. The second thing that all successful athletes, one of the secrets of all these lucky successful athletes, is they all have different people they want to model themselves after. They want to take a little piece from this professional athlete. They want to take a little piece from another professional athlete. And they have all these people that they look up to and aspire to. Now, oftentimes when I'm working with athletes and I ask them about some of their favorite players, or I ask them if they're watching this elite athlete that plays their position, and they'll look at me like I'm crazy. They don't even know who the person is. It's just crazy that a lot of these guys that are trying to get better, they often try and model themselves after the masters. They watch the guys like back in the day. I used to watch Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds and all of these other baseball players, and Pudge Rodriguez and Mike Piazza, because I wanted to be the best power hitting catcher that I could possibly be. So I wanted to watch what the masters were doing and take little pieces of their game, because they're already playing at the highest level. And if I wanted to take my game to the top, All I had to do was watch what the best people were doing. It's surprising to me, which will help me segue into the third secret. And the third secret is that they're willing to put in the hard work when no one is looking. All successful athletes are willing to work hard. This morning we had a ton of athletes come in here and train for the football team and for the baseball. But the fact of the matter is, it was only a small fraction of the total number of athletes that had the potential to come in here today and use the facility on a Saturday in the middle of November before a holiday comes up, and they just weren't taking advantage of it. That third secret of all successful athletes is they're just willing to go in. They're willing to go in and show up when no one's around. No one has to be looking. No one has to know that they're getting the sets and the reps, and they're sweating and they're straining and they're learning and they're struggling and they're advancing. And that's what all of the hardest working athletes do. All the successful elite athletes, they're always trying to go do stuff when no one's looking. They're always working. People think that they're just laying around and farting around at the house. But whether it's you as an athlete or whether it's your son or your daughter, they have to be willing. When their season isn't for another 7 or 8 months, they have to be willing to show up and put in the work and get better. You can't just peel yourself off the couch and expect to go in and perform at an elite level. That's just not what happens. So I think that a great example of that is I got a text message from a couple athletes, and their season ended a few weeks ago. And I got a text message. This is a couple days later, and I knew this text message was coming. Just because I know these guys, I know these athletes, I knew this text message was coming. Their season ended 3 days before this text. 3 days after their season ends. A phenomenal elite season. I get a text that says, "Hey Brett, since our season is over, blank and I were thinking that one day this week we could come in and we could talk about our off-season goals." Again, this is what elite athletes do. Their season just ended. They haven't even probably cleared out their lockers or had their final team gathering and meal and dinner to have their awards given out. They're already reaching out to their strength and conditioning coach, trying to get better. Now, unfortunately, and that's guys whose season's just ending. Now, I've got guys who have been in their off season for months now. Months. Guys who have a spring season, actually. And so they've been done and they have their little fall season, but now it's time to get back to work. And I can't even get these guys to commit to show up. And we try and hit them. We can give them the schedule. We can show up. We can try and encourage them. And we can tell them what it's going to take for them to hit their goals, because they all have big goals. And it's unfortunate when you see an athlete not living up to their expectation. So these 3 secrets, they're not wild. They're not rocket science. But they're part of the game. Model yourself after the masters. Seek out elite coaches and always be willing to put in the hard work that those elite coaches and that those other professional athletes that you're following and you're liking their Instagrams and you're watching their stories and you're seeing them put in the work. You have to be willing to do that yourselves. Again, dedication is something, just to close this out, dedication is something that you can see. You can see it in an athlete's posture. You can see it in their attitude and how they show up and just the energy that they bring to the environment that they're in. And those are the type of athletes we like to work with at Top Line. We don't want to work with everybody. Probably not the best place for everybody to come train, to be honest, because we hold you to such a high standard. So my recommendation for all you athletes out there right now, it's November 23rd today, is you're going into maybe your off season or maybe your slower season and you've got some time. Grab a piece of paper, sit down, write out your goals, write out some of these big things you want to accomplish. Seek out some coaches, whether it's here at Top Line or whether you're watching this from another state or another country or wherever it is. We want you to be the best. You have to seek out the best people. You have to seek out people who are willing to show up with you when no one else is willing to do it and get better and improve. Again, guys, we're a few days out from Thanksgiving, national holiday. At Top Line, we have an amazing sale going on, an unbelievable sale. All memberships, we've got our winter break athlete training program. Instead of being $4.99 for that end of December through January while you're on college break or you're on break at high school, you can get that program for $299. You're going to save $200 on that. Come in, it's 30 days. It's a mix of private training sessions, group training sessions, and then some individualized programming that we'll have you do on your own. But you can be in your training 5 to 6 days a week over break to help you take your game to the top. We also have half off on our Top Line 7-on-7 football tryout fee, which is not just a fee for the tryout, but it also is applied to your 7-on-7 membership dues and your enrollment dues that you'll end up paying. So it not only counts for the tryout, but it also goes towards what you're going to be paying. So make that investment. That's half off. $49.50 to get set up with that. I highly recommend you check that out. And if you're not an athlete, if you're not an athlete's parent, but you're watching this, we also have open gym sales for $32. We also have a 20 days for $20 trial because we're going into 2020. So we came up with a little 2020 package to get people started off. You can't beat these prices. It's at toplinegym.com. Make sure you guys go check that out. And if you are an athlete, these secrets have been revealed to you today. And it is your job to take all of those things. Take every little piece of information that you got in this audit. It's 3 simple things, right? Know what you're trying to accomplish and be willing to hire the coaches who can help you. Model yourself after the masters who are already doing it at an elite level in the professional ranks. And then be willing to put in the hard work in the off season or even during the season that no one else is willing to do. We hope you guys have an awesome day. Make sure you guys keep rocking it out, keep crushing it. Obviously, you might be watching this at a different time. It might be in 2020 or 2021. Whenever you watch this, these same rules will still apply. Make sure you take them and you use them and you become the best athlete you can possibly be. That is always our goal. My name is Brett Summers. And I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Like, subscribe, and share to some people who you know need the help. We'll see you guys soon.